What is spirituality? Spirituality is all the information about us as a spirit, as a spiritual being, as a soul consciousness, as a energy, universal energy. All the information about us, about the universe, as well as about the God that we worship. God is again just a universal energy. So all the information about us and about the universe as well as about the God is covered under spirituality. It is above all the religions. It does not have any do's and don'ts. It just wants you to use your own common sense to become a better person. So the main aim, the first step of spirituality is basically to improve yourself, our own spiritual growth. So that's the reason why every soul or a spirit takes a form of a body. So now let's start. What is in the spirituality? Under the spirituality, there is only one energy, or we say one God in the whole universe, and that we are a part of that energy. So we can say that हम भगवान के अंश हैं, जैसे हम कहते हैं. So अंश meaning that the qualities of what the energy is, I mean whatever the qualities the God's energy has, same qualities we have, only in a smaller form, you could say. We have 5 bodies that we are bound with, so as a result we are limited, but the God's energy is everywhere, anywhere. Everything is made out of that energy. As you know, energy cannot be created. So I like to use the word energy, so don't get confused. Other people use consciousness, spirit, soul, whatever, atma, whatever they want. It doesn't matter, they are synonymous. But what I like to use the word energy, because I always talk from a scientific point of view. So that is why I like to use the word energy. But please understand that it all means the same. So there is only, as I was saying, there's only one energy. And as you know, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just exists. It can be recreated in different forms though, but it cannot be destroyed completely or even created. So it has always been existing, and it will always continue to exist. Just like we say God is always there. And so everything in this universe and the whole creation that we see is made out of that energy, and only that energy. And so basically so the whole creation is made out of that energy, and when it unfolds into nothingness also, that also the energy just folds itself. So it is not destroyed completely. It is just folds itself, and then it unfolds itself into creation. So the energy itself cannot be created or destroyed. It just exists, and so do we. And so does the creation. So creation is the manifestation. So everything is made out of energy, and also it exists on top of that energy. So it's also reflected on that energy. So basically, if you want to understand it, if everything is broken down into its minute pieces, then you will see that there is nothing except energy left. So everything is just energy in the whole universe. But it is manifesting in a different forms, in a different creations, because energy means vibrations. So in the whole universe there are vibrations happening all the time, constantly, and vibrations means again frequency. So everything is vibrating at a different frequency. As a result, it creates a different energy, and with every different energy, it manifests into a physical form, in a matter form. So it is vibrations creating energy, and then energy creating the matter. That's how it happens from the scientific point of view. So everything is manifesting in the matter form on the basis of the energy that is created. Now, we are also the same energy form beings, spiritual beings. We are on a journey to create different experiences and to grow. And as I said, there are a couple of reasons why we come in to take the body. There are basically 3 reasons: karmic bondage, karmic obligations to each other, our own desires, and to gain knowledge, to understand who really we are, to remove this ignorance of us perceiving ourselves as body and the mind. So we are not the body and the mind. We are the energy that makes that body and the mind work. Okay, so that is the basic information about the energy itself. Now we as a spiritual beings, when we come into the body and acquire take a body, we have 5 bodies that we use to have a humanly experience. Now what are these 5 bodies? The first body, of course, is the physical body that we all see, and it has a name and form. So that is the physical body, which is made of food and water. Second body is so it is also known as Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha. Second body is the Pranamaya Kosha, which is the energy body also. It's also known as energy body, prana body, or etheric body. Now, or emotional body also. Now, all our emotions are connected to our breath, which is also known as breath body. So we have a physical body, then we have a breath that keeps the physical body alive. Okay, so this breath body is also where our emotions are connected. So it's also known as emotional body. And if you have seen that when you are very angry, how your breath is very fast, and if you are very peaceful and calm, the same breath is very calm and long. And when you're angry, it's very fast and short. So instantly, if you take deep breaths when you're very angry, you can calm yourself instantly. So that is how our emotions are connected to the breath. So that is why it's also known as emotional body. That's the second body. Third body is the mental body, mind. Everybody has a mind. Mind is nothing but thoughts, constant thoughts. That is the nature of that mind. And it is constantly thinking, one after another. That is its nature. Fourth body is fourth body is the intellect body. That is where all our memories, our habits, likes, dislikes, all our psychic impressions, everything is stored in there. Our habits, belief systems, everything is stored in the intellect body. That is why it's called intelligence, because it is the source from where the mind gets the information, and then it uses that information to make a decision. So that is why it's called intelligence. For example, if you feel like having an ice cream, your mind is telling you to have an ice cream. The intellect body can send you the information. Chocolate, you are allergic to chocolate, so you should not be having a chocolate ice cream. So that is how then the mind can make a decision of not having a chocolate or have it anyway. So that is up to again your own choice. But that's how this body works. It is all full of memories, karma. Karma, you have heard of the word karma? It is all full of karmic impressions. And then the fifth body is your spiritual body, which is also your voice of consciousness. It is also called a blissful body, Anandamaya Kosha. So the Hindi names of all these bodies are Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vigyanmaya Kosha, and lastly the Anandamaya Kosha. So these are the 5 bodies basically. All of us, we all have these bodies. We all use these bodies to have the humanly experience, to create different experiences in our lives. Now let's talk about the depression. What is depression? So this is the basic information I want to say. So what is depression? Depression is made of 2 words. Depress, right? Impressions. Depressed impressions or stressful impressions or negative impressions. So now what is depression? So what are the symptoms of depression you will see is feeling very low, low energy, feeling very sad, crying, sadness, low energy, not feel like doing anything. Also, these are different symptoms. We all are aware of it. And so how do we create those systems? How do we create our depression? Now, if you understand, the depression is what? Where are we feeling this depression now? We are feeling it in our mind, right? It is not something which is happening to our body, physical body. It is happening inside our mind, in our emotional body, in our mind, and in our intellect body. These 3 bodies are involved in a depression. So as I said, low energy and low impact, no activity, absolutely lack of sleep, lack of interest in the life itself, suicidal habits, So all these are triggered when we say that a person is in depression. Even the chemical imbalances, the doctors tell you, oh, it's a chemical imbalances. Now, how is it happening? Now, let me explain that. So, what is happening is that it is as I explained, this depression is in you're feeling this in your astral bodies. That is in your mind, in your intellect body, and in your emotional body. Now, let's see if you see that how it starts, how it triggers. So, what happens, as I said, it is because of all the deep impressions that you have collected in your intellect body, all the information. Maybe there was a incident, something like somebody died, or a relationship broke, or it could be something bad happening to you, which left a deep impact in your memory. So all these things can become triggers. So as they become triggers, what happens is that then the thoughts from which are stored in your intellect body, they start coming up. Now all the information that is stored in a negative manner, negative information, they come to start haunting you. And that is how we start becoming depressed. That is the beginning of this cycle. So those thoughts come up and they start haunting you, and you keep thinking about it again and again and again. The more you think, it is like a cycle. The more you think, the more you start losing interest, losing energy. You start feeling low. You start feeling as if suicidal. So this is like the more we give energy to those thoughts, negative thoughts, the more we are going into deeper and deeper depression. Because depression, I told you, is just nothing but depressed impressions. Impressions are the information or the memories that are stored in our mind. So the thoughts are coming into your mind. Now it could be a thought from the past, something that happened in the past, or it could be a worry about the future. So if it is a worry about the future, we understand that is just an imagination. Future is nothing but just an imagination. And past is also nothing but it's a learning experience. Nothing else. It is not the reality. Whatever is happening right now, at the moment, this present moment. Even if you're thinking about something which has happened in the past, when are you thinking? You're thinking at the moment, present moment. It is not happening in the past. Past is already gone. It cannot come back. But you are reliving your past in the present moment. And similarly, if you're worrying about the future and creating anxiety is nothing but a feeling that you create within yourself by thinking negative thoughts and becoming anxious because of its uncertainty, because of unknown, and fear. Fear creates anxiety. So if you're fearful about something bad happening to you, or something because of the unknown and uncertainty, these thoughts can create anxiety. This is one of the feelings that are created as a result of your thoughts. So basically, the culprit is nothing but the thoughts. So we have to look into our thoughts. So the thoughts, how it happens is, I'll tell you the cycle. The thoughts. When you have a thought coming into your mind, a negative thought from the past, maybe, let's take an example, a thought that came into your mind from the past, and now it is come into your mind. As soon as that thought comes in, what happens? Every thought is connected to the emotions. Every thought. So it will now create the emotions that you also felt at that time when you went through that situation. So if somebody died or whatever the scenario may be, if a negative thought is coming into your mind to haunt you, then those emotions that were created at that time are recreated in your mind. So every thought creates emotions. Emotions creates the feelings. Feelings of, then as soon as the emotions are created of, fear or of loss or of hopelessness, then you start feeling sad, dejected, don't know what to do, crying. You start feeling like crying. So these feelings are now starting to be created because of the emotions that are being created in your mind. So thoughts create the emotions, emotions are creating the feelings. Then the feelings, what will happen when if these sad feelings are being created? If you continue giving energy to these thoughts, if you continue thinking about this thought again and again and again, it will come into your behavioral pattern. A behavioral disorder will come into your being. That is, you will have a lack of energy, lack of appetite, loss of sleep. You won't feel like going out, you want to be alone. All this kind of behavior disorder starts happening. And then this behavior can become a habit. If it is not checked and if it is not controlled, this can become a habit. And that habit that eventually makes us do a lot of wrong actions. And these actions eventually become our karma. And karma is nothing but memories. So again, now what have we done? By going through this cycle, we have created a new layer of the same information in our memory. Memory is karma. So by reliving one thought, we created emotions, feelings, and then behavioral pattern disorder, and then habit. It became a habit. We continue doing it, and then it became action. It came into our actions, and it became a karma. Karma is a memory. So we recreated a new layer of the same information in our mind. So now if it was haunting us 10%, now it will haunt us 20% because a new layer also has been of the same thought has been recreated. So it's now we are going deeper and deeper into our depression. That is a new impression, negative impression layers are being created as a result. So that is what creates the depression. So when our karma is created, that means again same thoughts are going to come up, and then again the same cycle will be repeated. Understand? So this is how we are recreating the layers and layers of the same information that we want to get rid of by just rethinking and reliving the information. So whether it is of the future or if it is of the past, but going into something negative, which is a low energy frequency thought, we are giving energy to that thought by giving emotions and feelings, then we are bringing our own energy down. Our vibrational frequency comes more down and down and down. Eventually we hit the bottom rock. So that is how we create the डिप्रेशन. आपको मैंने बिगनिंग में ही कहा कि हालात हमारे जो होते हैं ट्रिगर करते हैं. जैसे आपने कहा ना कि वो लॉस ऑफ वाइफ और बाय चिल्ड्रन माइग्रेटिंग, दोज वर द इश्यूज. बट एट दैट टाइम इंस्टेड ऑफ पॉन्डरिंग ओवर दोज सब्जेक्ट्स, सी वी ऑलवेज हैव अ चॉइस. Our life is our making, and we have a choice about everything. The universe has given us a free will to choose, to whatever, even choose what to think. Not only to create, because whatever we are going to think, that's what we are going to create. So if we are going to think in a negative manner, then we are going to create the depression. If we are going to choose, okay, I'm not going to think about this, I'm going to move away, I'm going to do some other activity, I will involve myself into different thing. But you have to, you exactly. Yes, but if you are aware of it and if you know the knowledge, then you can and you have to. Eventually आपको निकलना तो पड़ता ही और निकलते भी हैं. We do take some medications that kills the symptoms. You know, it submerges the symptoms so that we are able to rise above those thoughts and we are able to tackle it. But अगर हमारे को नॉलेज हो तो वी कैन डू इट इनिशियल स्टेजेस ऑल्सो. यू नो, जैसे होता है ना कि आई वॉज वन ऑफ माई स्टूडेंट्स वॉज टेलिंग मी दैट व्हेन ही वेंट इनटू डिप्रेशन, उसका गिलास पानी का वो रख साथ में कुर्सी के पास पड़ा है, ही नोज, ही कैन सी कि वो ग्लास को उठा के उसने डिश वॉशर में डालना है, बट ही डज नॉट हैव द एनर्जी और द विल टू डू दैट, और वो वहीं बैठे रहेगा और कीप थिंकिंग अबाउट इट, एंड ही it was his experience that the more he thought about those same cycle of thoughts running in his mind, the more physically he was being drained of the energy. So that is how it starts happening. So initially, but I'm explaining you scientifically how it is happening, and why it's happening is because we are now recreating those same information, layers of same information on top of the information already which is there. सो वो फिर इतना वो होता है ना, पहले 100 लेयर्स थी, अब 1000 हो गई हैं, तो 1000 के साथ तो फिर उसमें से निकलना और भी मुश्किल हो जाता है. Understand? So chemical imbalance is nothing but just like, you know, when you've heard of dopamine, serotonin, all these are released when we are happy, when we are laughing, when we are joyful, right? Similarly, the lack of it is going to create when we are not releasing all these, and when there is an emptiness, what will happen? It will create this emptiness, and in this emptiness, if we allow the negative thoughts to come in, then that is what is going to happen. It will create the imbalance of the chemicals. Chemicals is nothing but it is, you could say, it is our own feelings that is creating the balance. The moment you're starting feeling joy, the moment those chemicals are released immediately into our brain, and you start feeling high. So chemical imbalance is just a way of telling you that you are feeling low, you know, and then they give you medicines to actually, वो medicines जो होती हैं वो आपको ऐसी medicines होती हैं, या तो आपको सुलाती रहती हैं, you are sleeping all the time, or you are not able to think and you are drowsy, and you know, so in that way they give a time for the mind to rest, and then you are able to recoup your energy, and then able to handle it. But eventually करना तो आप ही को पड़ता है. You know, those medicines cannot help you. You can only take those medicines for a little while, but eventually you have to understand your own problem. You have to say, okay, stop, I'm not going to think like this. I have to stop thinking in a negative manner. हाँ, so अभी मैं अब यही बताने लगी हूँ. So now I've explained you how you are creating the depression, right? So now I'm going to tell you how to deal with it. Okay, so now there are 3 ways I'm going to give you how to deal with it from 3 point of views. Okay, so first point is know thyself. Know thyself. That is, first of all, understand who we really are. We are not the body and the mind. All this drama is happening where? In our mind. We are not the mind. So we have to be now become sakshi bhav, जिसको कहते हैं ना, a spectator. You know, so start becoming a spectator of what is going on in your body and the mind. So first of all, you have to understand that we are a Sat Chitanand. Our nature itself is Sat Chitanand, which is the truth about ourselves, that we are not the body and the mind. We are the spiritual beings. We are the consciousness, soul, spirit, energy beings. It is not easy to understand that till you come into the experience, but if you do start seeking and even believing in it, there is a saying, you know, fake it till you make it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Start thinking that you are a spiritual being, you are a soul, you are not the body and the mind. And all this drama is happening in your mind. It is not who you are. In fact, without your energy, none of these 5 bodies can work, because they are just Maya, or you could say they are just the physical beings without any energy, without any mobility, without any chetna in it. So it has to have a energy to make any of these bodies work, and that energy is who you are and who we are. So we are giving that energy to all these 5 bodies, for the mind to think, for the physical body to move, for an emotional body to feel, and even our spiritual body to feel the bliss and peace and see the light. All this is happening because of ourselves as an energy being, as a spiritual being. So first of all, know thyself as a spiritual being, as an energy being, Atma, and live in a Sakshi Bhav. Okay, and in this also, Chit is nothing but awareness. So truth about ourselves is that we are not the body and the mind, we are the spiritual beings. Second is we are the Atma. Second is Chit. Chit is awareness, knowledge. We are full of knowledge, and the more aware we are, the more awareness we live in awareness, the more we are able to stop ourselves going deeper into the negativity. So if we are aware that oh, a negative thought is coming, do I have to entertain it or not, we'll be able to stop ourselves. So this is again awareness. And then Chit Anand. Anand is the blissful body. So we are full of bliss, peace, love, joy. All this is our nature. And that is why we are always seeking those things, because that is our nature. Everybody wants to live in their own nature. And we are always seeking, and why we are not able to connect to them is because of our own 5 bodies full of negativity, negative impressions on it. And that is blocking our own nature. So this is know thyself as Satchitanand. This is the first thing. And for that I can also give you like 3 or 4 exercises. Like first of all, understand and believe that there is only one energy and you are a part of that energy. You are a spiritual being. That is the first thing. Secondly, you can stand in front of the mirror. Don't look at the physical body, but look at the energy behind the body and see yourself as an Atma. This will help to increase that spiritual consciousness of yourself. This will help you to make that emotion of I am an Atma stronger. Okay, this is an exercise that you can do. Thirdly, you can look at the creation and see the Atma, or that energy, one energy that has created this whole creation. Fourthly, you can give love and seek love, because that is your nature. You are love, you are peace, you are joy, and do that. Give love and seek love. That's what it is. So the more you are loving, the more you are giving love and seeking love, the more joyful you will be, and the more happier you will be, and the more in sync with your own nature. So it will be easy to deal, and your awareness will increase, and automatically your knowledge will also increase automatically. Okay, and then so these are the few exercises that you can do to know thyself. So this is the first point. Also gratitude, giving out gratitude to the universe and to yourself and to others helps a lot, because anything that we give gratitude to, that is what we attract. So if we are being grateful to the universe for whatever, all the good things in our life, then that is exactly what you're going to attract to yourself. So these are the few exercises that you can do for the know thyself. Secondly is healing practices. Now I'm going to talk about the healing practices. So let's talk about from all the 5 bodies point of view, how to heal them so that we can get out of this depression. So let's start with the intellect body. Now you see, firstly, the spiritual body, the top body. Spiritual body is voice of your consciousness. So if you are able to connect to your voice of consciousness and listen to it and then work accordingly, you will never go wrong. Because that voice of consciousness is nothing but voice of your own soul, or you could say it's the voice of God, which is guiding you always, or your higher self, which is always guiding you in the right direction. So if we start listening to that voice, we will never go wrong. Okay. Secondly, intellect body. Now in the intellect body, as I told you, is all your memories, your fears, phobias, your psychic impressions, all your likes, dislikes, everything is stored in there. Your habits, belief systems, everything is stored in there. So all the information is coming out of your intellect body. So now, and how is it coming out? In the form of thoughts that is running around in your mind. So when a thought is coming into your mind, you have to start evaluating, start becoming aware of what is coming into your mind. Is it worth keeping that thought? And you have to evaluate each and every thought from 3 points of views. First is the truth. The thought that is coming up, is it true at this moment? So if it is a thought from the past, it cannot be true at present, right? It is in the past. I may be reliving it in present, spoiling my present moment, but it is not the truth at this time. Whatever happened in the past. It's just coming up and right now. So it is never the truth. Similarly, if it is a worry or anxiety about the future, again, that is my imagination. It is not the truth. So you have to evaluate each and every thought from the point of view of truth. Secondly, from usefulness. If I'm going to think of those thoughts which are negative, which are going to bring my energy down, how is it useful to me? So it cannot be useful if it's going to bring your energy down, right? They are garbage thoughts. So you have to treat them like garbage thoughts. Thirdly, from the point of view of kindness. Is it a kind thought to me? And the kind thought, if you're thinking about somebody else, is it a kind thought to that person? So if it is not kind thought, it's not giving you any happiness, any peace, any bliss, then why are we thinking also? So it is a garbage thought. So anything that which is garbage, what do we do with it? We instantly throw it out. So imagine that you're picking up those thoughts. Imagine you're picking it up in a dustpan with a brush and throwing it out into the universe. It's an exercise that you do. Just by doing this exercise, you will feel relieved. And also you're giving the information to your mind that you don't want this thought in your mind. Mind is also like a child, it has to be trained that I don't want this and I want this. So you may have to do this maybe 100 times if you already have 100 layers of the same information stored in there. By reliving the same incident so many times, it may come up again and again and again, but what does it matter? If you become aware of it and start throwing it out, eventually your mind will get the information and it will stop coming up altogether. It will get cleansed out. This process is called mindfulness. Okay, being aware of your thoughts and then erasing them or cleansing them out of your mind is called mindfulness. Okay, so the intellect body can be cleansed with mindfulness because the intellect body is nothing but memories, karmas, that we call it karma. कर्मा से सब कुछ होता है, वो कर्मा वही है, मेमोरीज हैं जो हमारे अंदर स्टोर्ड है और जिससे हमारी सारी जिंदगी चलती है. ठीक है. फिर coming down to the mind. Now mind, can also be cleansed not only with the mindfulness but also the moment. Now mind is something you get. The mind is constantly thoughts. So it is getting information from everywhere, from the outside factors as well as from the intellect body, the past also. So it is getting information from your left, right, your friends, whoever is coming in contact with you, the situation that you are in at present also. You are getting information and those thoughts are being created, like जिसको कहते हैं तो a thought coming up in the mind instantly, like I want passing by from the outside, going into ice cream parlor and thinking, oh, I want an ice cream. So that is a thought just coming up and randomly, But if you start giving energy to that and if you start thinking again and again, then it becomes a sanskar. That means then it starts getting established in your mind, and then the more the energy you give, then it will go back into your memory also. So this is how we are creating belief system. So when we एक thought को हम बार बार जब सोचते हैं, that gets registered in our mind and then it goes and sits in our memory. And उसी से हम संस्कार को हम belief systems में create कर लेते हैं. We create it into our habits, into our fears, phobias, in whatever information that we are recreating. So mind is constantly in touch with the outside situations, is getting information. So we have to select, we have to be selective. What information we want to hold, what is the information that is not needed. It is a garbage information. So be selective. Do not give in to all the gossips. Do not give in to all the negative information. You don't need to keep that in your mind. It's good, you hear everything, but then you let it go instantly. Okay? Because you don't have to give energy to those thoughts. So that is how the mind works. Also, the mind can be cleansed through meditation. Actually, meditation cleanses all the 5 bodies. I will explain that also. But this is how the mind has to be controlled. So that is the mind. Then emotional body can be cleansed with pranayama, breathing exercises. As I told you, it is nothing but all the emotions that are coming like Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar, Ahankar. That is all anger, jealousy, greed, all these kind of emotions that are coming up. They instantly, if you take deep breaths, you can change the pattern of your thinking immediately. So also doing regularly pranayama exercises can also help you to raise your vibration energy within you, and then all the low frequency, because all the negative thoughts and negative feelings are always at a low vibrational frequency. So if you are raising your vibrations energy, then automatically the low vibrational frequency things will not come to haunt you. So you will not be even feeling those low energy vibrational like jealousy, greed, or anger so much. You will start seeing the change in your own character, in your own nature automatically if you start doing the pranayama. So the emotional body can be controlled through the pranayama. And then the physical body, of course, if you are feeling in depression or feeling low, the best thing is not to lock yourself up in the room. Go out, connect to the nature, go out for walks, exercise. Any way, in every way you can raise your energy. In anything, doing painting, going for movies, laughter, socializing, going out with the friends. So all these things, eating right, good diet, good sleep, all these things help your physical body as well as all your other 5 bodies. So that helps you to get out of the depression. It is very important to do these things. I know at that time you don't feel like, because you're so you could say engrossed in this with the burden of all these negative thoughts. You're so low that you don't feel like doing it, but we have to push ourselves because we want to get out of it. And even with the medication, you will have to do that. Even after you stop medication, you can't live on medication for the rest of your life. So you have to do all these things to get out of it. You have to get back into the activity. Keep yourself busy. That is the main thing. So if you keep yourself, create a new habit, create a new hobby, so that you can be busy. Do something that you like, that you enjoy. So you force yourself to do that. So that is how you do the physical body healing. So this is how we are healing all our 5 bodies. And as we start healing and doing these practices, we will see the change immediately, and we will be able to come out of depression. Okay. And the third point is service. Service is the third way to do it. So even if you don't feel like doing anything, go and do the service. Service in the church, service in the soup kitchens, anywhere and everywhere. Even if you can't find anything, just go and a person needs crossing the road, help them. Doing small things for other people will make you feel good. Why? Because when you do something for the others, when you do a service for the others, the pleasure that they feel, they are emitting a high vibrational frequency energy, and that energy also helps to raise your own energy. You also start feeling high, and you also start feeling good about yourself by doing a service. So service to yourself, service to the others, do good things, good to yourself, be kind and good and loving to your own self and to the others. So exchange love, seek love and give love. That is very, very important. And another point that I want to make is suicide is never an option. Never, never, never an option. In the depression, I know a lot of people think about it, but suicide, what happens with the suicide is that when we leave the body at the time of the death, in suicide, obviously our energy is very low and our state of mind is miserable. We are very, 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 you could say, upset and very, very miserable, right? Sad, miserable. So the moment we leave the body, the moment we leave the physical body, our conscious mind stays. So we don't have a conscious mind. Only a subconscious mind is traveling with our soul, or you could say using the energy to go into a new body or moving on to wherever it wants to go. So we don't have a conscious mind anymore to control the emotions that we are feeling. Right now we do have a conscious mind. We can say, okay, I don't want to think like that and I want to remove those garbage thoughts. But the moment we do the suicide, we don't have a physical body, we don't have a conscious mind. So the feeling, last feeling that we leave with the physical body becomes 1,000 times bigger as we move on to the next realm. So if you were feeling sad, when you left the body, this will become 1,000 times bigger. So now you were trying to get out of this depression, sadness, and now by leaving this physical body, by killing the physical body, you actually, instead of curing it and instead of fixing the problem, you made it much, much, much bigger. And it will take you much longer time to come back into take a new physical body, because the time factor that you were supposed to be in this body has to be finished off without a body now. So, and in that depressive mode, in that depressive feeling. So it is not solving, it is not never a solution. So I never recommend that you should do a suicide. Don't think suicide is the answer. It is never an answer. In fact, it makes the things worst. Okay, so try also, as I said, always try to focus on the solutions rather than the problems. When we are thinking, if a garbage thought is coming up, if a sad thought is coming up, instead of giving focus to the nitty gritty of who said what and what happened, think of how we can improve the situation. If it is, what is the solution to this problem? If you're thinking about some problem that you are engulfed in and that is making your mood low, then start thinking about solution. Whatever you give energy to, that is what expands. So if you are going to give energy to the solutions, that will expand. If you give energy to the gossip and the nitty gritty, then and the low energy thoughts, then that is what is going to become bigger and bigger and create a new impression and new layer of information in your mind. So it is up to you. Choice is yours. This is how we create whatever is happening in our own life. We are the creators of our own life. We are the creators of our own destiny. Okay, and whatever the actions we do at this point becomes our karma, and that will bring a reaction in the future, in the next life, or even in this life. It can happen anytime. Okay, so this is how we have to learn to control or to make the right choices. Okay, so this is about the depression. So depression is nothing but it's a drama happening in our own mind. And if we understand that we are not the drama, actually we are the spectators of that drama. And if you can actually separate, so what helps is, as I said, meditation, pranayama, mindfulness, and meditation. Meditation helps to cleanse all the 5 bodies. It helps to raise your vibrational frequency, and the higher the vibrational frequency, higher your energy, the lower vibrational frequency thoughts and the lower emotions will automatically not be able to touch you. It will not come into your mind. So you are cleansing them out of your system. So regular meditation is very, very, very important. Okay, I just want to say the one last thing, that is on a journey of life, our journey is nothing but, this life is nothing but journey. And in this journey of life, we have to choose what kind of experiences that we want to create. So we can choose to create pleasant experiences or unpleasant experiences. It's up to us. We can react or respond to the situations. That is also up to us. And so for all these purposes, it is very important. You don't need to go to any religion to learn what is good for you and what is not good for you. You don't need anybody to tell you how to act, because use your own common sense. Common sense, you should always act which is in a benefit for you, as well as it is good for not only for you but also for all the people around you. So any action that is good for you as well as the people around you, everybody around you, that is always a good action. There is no debate about it. And because when we say good or bad, it is all subjective. So you don't need to argue about it. Just understand one thing. If you are making an action which is going to benefit you and the others around you, it is always good. And if it is going to benefit just you and hurt others, it is not good. And if it is going to hurt you and benefit others, that could be, if it is only hurting you emotionally or mentally or physically, you are doing some labor to please others, then it is again a good action. Why? Because it is also giving you a pleasure. Service, as I told you, is always giving a pleasure to the other person, to the same person who's doing it. Because now with the in raising the energy of the other person, your own energy rises up. So what goes around comes around. So we have to understand that just we have to make sure that we always do those actions which is going to always raise our energy rather than lower it, because we are energy beings. And not only it raises our energy, but everybody's else energy around us. So that will make not only your life pleasant, but others around you also pleasant. Okay, so that is all I want to say. Thank you.